friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, March 1st. My name is Shannon. This is Flosstube number 14, and this is a YouTube channel all about cross stitch. So welcome back. Thank you if you are returning. Hello if you're new. I know it's been a little over 30 days since I've been back, so longer than I wanted to, but I'm here and I have a bunch of things to show you guys. So I will go ahead and jump into it. I have some finishes that were also new starts, so I'll start there. They're small, but I still consider them finishes. So between last video and now, let me move some of this floss. I did start, it's a small chart from All Things Grow with Love by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And so this is the big chart, the main chart, I guess you should say, that comes with this, but there's actually two in here. It says bonus chart included. So I stitched the little bonus chart that they show on the back here. It's called Strawberry Cottage. It's so cute. I don't know, I'm just in a spring mode, so I just needed to get something started, needed to get something finished so I could feel accomplished. So let me hold this up with a piece of paper. And that's my finish. It's not a fully finish, but I'm very, very happy with it. I'll get all in there. This is just on a piece of, this is an old piece of fabric. I know that I did hand dye it myself. So I think it's Monaco because it's pretty stiff, like it holds its own weight, if you will. And it does look like a 28 count. So I think I coffee tea dyed this myself. There are a bunch of YouTube tutorials already out there. I think I followed Priscilla and Chelsea's tutorial of stitching with the housewives. That's how I figured out how to do it. I have not done it since. I only did this one time. But I had a huge piece of fabric that I used. So when I was going through looking for something to stitch this on, I don't know, this was calling to me, this fabric. So used that up. I used all of the called for DMC colors that the chart calls for. And it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I need to figure out what I'm going to finish it on. At first, I was leaning towards making this more of like a Valentine's finish because I did finish this and stitch it around Valentine's Day. But then I was like, Valentine's Day is like very short-lived and I don't really decorate my home for Valentine's Day. So I think I'm going to wait and make it more of like a springy piece just because those beautiful strawberries and then the little flowers in there. So I think I'm just going to hold off and try to find something springy that I could finish that one on. But still a finish, even though he's tiny, so I'm super, super happy with that. Let me see. And then another piece that I had started and finished, I don't know why, again, completely random. I just came up here and this was calling to me. But I pulled out the Lizzie Kate Buzzy string. Totally random. It's not summer, but it's just so cute. And I had all of the, this was all kitted up already. So I had all the DMC threads that it called for. I'm like, why not? And these are tiny. The size of this, if you stitch it on 28 count, it's 13 by 5 long by 1 inch high. So I mean, it's so small. So I was like, okay, this is doable. Let me get in there. It's so cute and all the little motifs. So I can't really hold anything behind this one because it's so long. But there's my finish. It's so cute. Again, not fully finished, but I do have an idea of how I want to fully finish it, which I'll show you. But this is on the same hand coffee tea dyed 28 count, I think Monaco, that I did myself. It does have a darker side to this. Like, I hate to show you the back of my stitching. I guess it's not that bad. Whatever, don't judge me. But see, this is very mottled on the back. That's where it obviously was scrunched and baking a certain way, but I chose to use the lighter side of the fabric. So I do have more of this coffee tea dyed fabric left that I'm going to save, and I'm going to use the more mottled side for some Halloween stitching, I've decided, because I feel like that darker kind of modeling like gives to the more creepy Halloween vibe. But decided to use the lighter side of it. This is all of the called for DMCs. And I finished this in like 2 or 3 nights, so super, super quick. I know this is, I don't want to say series, but she has a spring string. Oh, I should have brought that up here because I've finished that in the past. She has a spring one. I know there's a Christmas one, Thanksgiving, the summer. I think there's a dog and a cat one, the Halloween one. I don't know if there's fall. But anyway, so depending on what vibe or theme you're in the mood for, could be a good choice if you're looking to get a nice small finish in. And then the piece that I want to finish this on, I'll show you it, yeah. So I bought this from Hobby Lobby. It was just plain wood. It was in the unfinished wood section. I want to say this was very cheap, like less than $5. But I wanted to paint it, so I bought white spray paint. You guys, I clearly like don't have the vandalism gene in me. I don't know. I guess I like really suck at spray painting, but like, look, I don't know how that happened. So I don't know what to, I mean, I could probably like sand it off and probably try to spray over it, but then I'm afraid that it would look even more like that. So I don't know. That's why I haven't fully finished it yet. Like from far away, could you tell? No. Like if this was in my house, no, you couldn't tell. And with this, like, you know, there's a sailboat on it and sailboats are like old and weathered and all that. So I don't know. Part of me is like, you know, just finish it on here. I could maybe put something over here, glue something on, or I could just say, screw it. I could try to sand over it, make it look weathered and then not paint over it. I don't know. So that's why I haven't done anything yet, because I'm still kind of up in the air, but this is my loose idea of how I want to finish it. So I would just finish this on sticky board myself and get it right up on here. So hopefully by next video, I'll have that finished and I'll have figured out something for over here. So more to come, but that's my idea. And then I had one more. This is actually a really big finish. I'm calling it a finish. I guess it's not technically a finish, but it is the Woodland Winter Stitch Along that was put on by Autumn Lane Stitchery that I participated in. And my iPad's about to die, so I have to show this quickly. But this is kind of cut off because I don't have my Instagram pulled up on the iPad because I share this iPad with my husband. So I'm not logged into my Instagram on here and I'm using my phone to film. So I can't show you on the actual Instagram page. But this is like loosely what it's supposed to look like. Just please take in and note all of that snow under the house because that's important for what I'm about to show you. But that's pretty much what it looks like. I love it. It's gorgeous. Again, this is with Autumn Lane Stitchery, Cassandra and Aaron. It's beautiful. So we had no idea what this was going to end up looking like. I signed up because I don't have a lot of winter stitching. So I was like, well, it'll motivate me. It'll be fun. I'll get it done. You can participate in their Facebook group and kind of show your progress. It's just like really exciting to be involved in that way. So I stitched mine on 28 count Mystic Lugana fabric from Picture This Plus. And let me see. I don't know if I need to hold anything up behind it, but I will just in case. Oh, it's big. And that is what I'm calling my finish. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said before, if you took in that snow on the bottom by all those animals, I didn't do it. It's a lot of stitching. Now, it looks beautiful. I love it with the snow. I absolutely love the way it's fully finished. But I like the way that mine is too. But now when I see other people's, I don't know if I should go back and stitch the snow. Because I feel like without it, the top is like busy, of course, because, you know, it's supposed to be. But then I feel like the bottom doesn't have that same vibe. I don't know. Let me see if I can really get in there. But that's the top, right? And then the beautiful house, the cabin, I should say, those trees, and then there's the bottom. So there is snow on the bottom, but all those animals are supposed to be filled in around it. It's only 2 colors. Like I could sit down and bang it out, but this is just a lot of stitching. I'm over the winter stitching. So maybe I'll hang on to it. Like this is, I could display this, obviously, you know, who would know? Especially if you're not a stitcher. Even if you are a stitcher, I don't think you would really be able to be like, she didn't finish that. Like if you came into my house, you would never know. But I would know. And that's the thing. I don't know why at the time I didn't. I think it was because the release with the snow came out and then the next one came out. Like it felt very quickly thereafter, like within 10 days. And I was like, ah. And once I fall behind in the cell, it's done. I've learned that about myself. Like if I don't keep up, I'm like, well, everybody's already beaten me. Like I just give up. That's a horrible attitude and mentality to have, but that's just how it is. So I love the top. Oh my goodness. Like that is so beautiful. Like this part is unstitched, the outline of these trees up here, because you stitch around it and it gives that illusion of those trees. Oh, it's beautiful. I incorporated some Krynic in here. Other than that, it's all called for DMCs. The Krynic is like, these are long stitches and back stitches. So you won't be able to see the sparkle in person, but any of the snowflakes like around this house, that's Krynic. I did that just to add a little bit of sparkle. Cassandra recommended that you could do that if you were interested. And then Kevin. So this was a beast. It was quite a bit of stitching, but I'm so happy with it. So I love it. But again, I might go back in and finish that up. I have no plans. I'm going to get this, I think, framed, or I'll finish it myself like in a frame. So I don't have plans to do that yet, just because obviously winter's over. So I think I'm going to see if I can get the motivation up to at least, but then I'm nervous because then my only thing is if I start the stitching, now I can't even display it until I finish that stitching. So now it becomes a whip again. So it's like, if I'm going to put some snow stitches in, I better be like 110% positive that I'm finishing it, because that would just be annoying. So I'm calling it a finish, but it's a loose finish, if that makes sense. But I love that. And so those were my finishes. I feel like that's kind of a lot in a month, no? So I'm happy with that. And I did also have a couple of whips, the first of which is a new start. Again, I'm super into the spring stitching right now. So I pulled out Seasonal Courier Robin Spring by Robin Pickens Cross Stitches, or Robin Pickens Cross Stitch Patterns. So that is the Seasonal Courier Robin Spring. There are all 4 seasons are represented in this series. There is, I think it's Blue Jays Summer, Blackbirds Autumn, and Cardinals Winter. I have all 4 of them, but I started with spring just because spring's coming. So I love this. This is still in my hoop because I am actively working on this one. And that's where I'm at. I love it. This is with all of the called for DMCs, and I am stitching this on 28 count Mushroom Lugana fabric. I loved stitching this flower right here in the middle. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. So super, super pretty. Tonight I'm gonna go in, I've worked my way in between. Here is where the little robin starts. So I think I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start on the cute little robin. It's gorgeous. So I wanna get this whole series stitched up, and that way I can interchange them out for the different seasons within my home to decorate. But I love it. And I just love 28 count Mushroom Lugana fabric. It just stitches up like a dream. Everything glides right through it. Oh, it's like the perfect shade. It's not too dark that it looks Halloween-y, but it's not too light that you can't see your whites. So if you're looking for a really great fabric, Mushroom Lugana. I just wish they had more like sizes of it. I think they only have it in 28 count. Like, I don't think they have it in like anything higher than that, or a 32, or even like a 25. I don't know if they have anything bigger than that. I don't know, but love that. So I've been working on that. And then another whip I had here for a little bit, let me move this out of the way, was I had pulled back out this kit just because Easter's also coming and this is very springy. This is a full cross stitch kit from Luca S called the Happy Chicken. So this came with everything you need to stitch it, all of the threads, which I think they're a DMC, if I recall correctly. It came with 16 count Aida, but I did swap that out for 28 count even weave, just because I do want this piece to be a little bit bigger. And so, oh, I got some thread parked here. This one's fun to work on. But that's where I got. I wouldn't say it's a ton of progress, but last time I had this hat done, I came in and I pretty much finished this whole part of her face, but I added in all of this. And when I tell you that's a lot of browns, it's going to be beautiful when it's done. Like, I love the pieces that when you look at something like, you know, the shading, that's like 8 different browns in there. When you're stitching it though, it's like very, because you're just constantly switching colors, but she's so cute. So I love her. I just got to keep pulling her back out and working on her. The chart's a little bit of a bear to read because it's really big and it's also black and white. So black and white I struggle with. I don't use Pattern Keeper. And it's like regular paper like this. So you're constantly like, you know, sorry for the noise, but you're like always doing that. So I feel like I'm going to rip it. So you're trying to like be tender with it, and I don't know, it's a lot. So I'm like, I guess the moral of the story is I should get stitching because I'm gonna like destroy the chart. Like if you sit on it, it's wrinkled, all that. So, but I'm happy with what I got done on it. And then my last whip that I had is Plum Street Samplers American Welcome. Oh, let me see if I can get that glare out of there. You've probably all seen this. I had started this on New Year's Day, but I came in and I made a ton more progress. I'm stitching mine on 32 count Mirkwood Lugana by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. That's what it is. I should have all this written down. Honestly, I just go by memory, which is kind of impressive. Let's see. I'm using all the called for colors. So it's a mix of DMC and Color and Cotton. Oh my gosh. All right, so let me see if I can find my paper that I was using. And that's where I got to. So I came in and I did that complete white house and I finished the words at the top. So before I had the words, the saying partially completed, and I had the blue house, and I had the little fish, and I had all those flowers, but I did not have that white house. Now, the crazy part about the white house, and this is like sometimes my pet peeve with cross-stitching, I guess, if you will. I know things change like in the designing process, don't get me wrong. And this is gonna be hard to show because it's kind of a gloomy day here and my lighting not be the best, might not be the best. But there are a bunch of different whites called for in here. And the white that the model stitcher stitched this with, I can tell now by looking at it, is the lightest white in the whole, which I believe is pearl white. It would be like your equivalent to B5200 because look how bright that house looks on there. Now look at mine. It doesn't call for pearl white, but look at mine. So I'm like, that's kind of annoying to me because I really, you know, you buy this because you want the finished product to look like this. And I can tell that that is different. So I like fell down a rabbit hole. Not a rabbit hole, but I went on Instagram and I looked up like hashtag American Welcome Style because I know a lot of people are doing stitch alongs with this chart. And I think other people, I don't know if they've talked about it, but I think other people might have either noticed the same thing or they're having the same issue. I know it's not a dye lot issue. I know that the color that they're telling you to stitch this house with is not correct. Well, it might be correct, but the model stitcher used the lighter white. That's just how it worked. I can tell. I know. But a lot of people, because this house it feels like it's not popping the way you'd want it to. So I've seen a lot of people just do like a back stitch in this same color, like brown, along the edge of the house to make it pop. So I might do that because I didn't really start noticing this as an issue until I was about 3/4 done stitching the house, and I am not ripping that out. Nope. No, ma'am. No, sir. I will not do it. So it's like, it's a silly thing. Like, I'm not mad. I still love it. Love the piece. Love stitching it. Love the chart. But it's just like, you know, you're gatekeeping from us because I know the model is with the lighter white. So I don't know. And maybe corrections have been made and I'm behind the 8 ball. Who knows? But don't come for me. That's just what I noticed. So, but I got a lot done on that, and I do want to continue working on that, of course, because I'm getting there. There's 4 houses in the pattern, and I already have 2 of them done, and the houses are like the big, wow, that's a lot of C. But the houses for me are what feels like it takes the longest, because the C, you can just get everything stitched in the C, like the boats and the fish, and then you can just fill in. So not bad at all. Those were all of my whips. So what I should probably do next, I have I wouldn't say a lot of haul, but I do have some things that I want to show, but I know not everybody's interested in haul. And some of you might be curious about the winners from my last video. I had done a giveaway because I had surpassed 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your comments, for entering, participating. I read them all. I try to like them all. I do try to answer them all, but it gets tough when, you know, there was a lot of comments. But I did pick winners. So what I will do is I will announce the winners now before I get into haul, because I know some of you might not care about the haul, or haul might be triggering for some people because I know it's like rough economy right now. I get it. So I'll get right into the winners. If I call your name, I will link my email below, but it is stitchingshanxs@gmail.com. Since these are all physical items, I'm gonna need your name, obviously, so I can mail it if it differs than your YouTube name, and your address, just so I can get this mailed out. I don't know when I'm gonna get them mailed out. It would be great because there's 4 giveaways, if all 4 of you could hopefully respond as soon as possible, because one trip to the post office is ideal. If I have to make more than one, it's not the biggest deal, and I also don't want to wait. Like if someone doesn't answer, I'm not going to make like the other 3 of you not suffer, but I'm not going to make you wait. So if you could just let me know if you're a winner, and I will go ahead and get these right out to you. But number 1 was the Color and Cotton fabric grab bag, and it was 3 pieces of Mystery Ada. They're 8 by 12 pieces. They are confirmed Adas, but just counts unknown, so they could range between 14 count and I think all the way up to 22 count Ada. I had shown them in my last video, and the winner of this is Homemade on the Ridge. So you've won number 1. If you could send me an email, congratulations. Number 2 was the Lizzie Kate, the Elves Did It. This was the Santa from 2017. And the winner of this is the Carolina Stitchers. So if you could also send me an email, congrats. Number 3 was Advice from a Sunflower by Annie B's Folk Art, the physical chart. And the winner of this is Karen Harris 1571. So Karen, you have won that. If you could let me know your address, shoot me an email whenever you get a chance. And then the last one was Stitching with the Housewives Americana Bakery from their Up on a Pedestal series. Super cute and colorful. A good one to start for Memorial Day coming up, or 4th of July if you're in the States. And the winner of that is Jessica Gamblin 3880. That's your YouTube name. So congratulations. Thank you everybody for participating. I'm not that far from 3,000 subscribers, which is like crazy and really exciting. So I will hopefully do an even bigger giveaway when I get to that. So stay tuned. But next is just some haul and some enabling that I wanted to show off. So if you're not interested in that portion of things, like I said, I totally get it. Money's tight for everybody right now. So thank you for stopping by. If you're interested, go ahead and keep watching, because it's very random, a lot of random things to show. And it's only gonna, my next video is gonna be even crazier because Nashville Needlework Market is coming up in the beginning of March here. I think it's like this week or next week. But so basically, if you don't know what that is, I'll try to explain this the best I can. Nashville Needlework Market is when designers, wholesalers, retailers basically come together. Designers release a lot of their new upcoming charts and designs, and then the retailers and the wholesalers purchase from them. It's in Nashville. So basically they go in a hotel and they place all these orders, and like we wouldn't be able to go to Nashville, but you can order from your retailer of choice and get those new copies of the charts. I hope I explained that right. If I didn't, Pam and Steph do a really good job explaining it, because Steph works for Keepsakes in Ohio. So she's like all hands on deck with participating, ordering, she goes, all that. So hopefully I explained that right. But I did place, and I'm about to place the second order through Keepsakes in Ohio, because they have a really great website where you place your order online. It's super easy to use. I think you only get charged 1 shipping. Even if it's multiple orders, they'll refund you. And it was only like $6.95. So it really wasn't like a bad shipping. Anything over $10, I start to be like, it's like a whole nother chart I could be buying. So I will have some great haul coming up in my next video, but I'll get into the haul that I have here. So I ordered this beautiful bag from Goose Designs. Look Look at the bunnies. Ah, and the little eggs. You guys. I just love Goose's bags. Her shipping is fast. Her bags are great. I just have to like be careful with the vinyl. I tend to put stuff on top of it. So I just need to remind myself to be careful with that. What else did I get here? I picked up this is new from Dimensions. This is Dimensions Gold Collections Petites. It's called Dockside. Look at that. My goodness. So this is, since it's petite, I believe it's, 5x7. It's so cute. Ah, the colors. So it's like I could start this now, but I have so much I need to get done. But I love that. I got my newest issue of Just Cross Stitch, the magazine. I love getting these. Have I stitched anything from here? I don't think I have. I've yet to actually stitch something from this magazine, but it's just happy mail every time I get it. It's fun to flip through. On the back, this has been out for a while, so I don't think I'm gonna ruin anything, but they show you like all the different patterns that come within it. So a bunch. I mean, there's, oh geez, they don't label it, but there's got to be like 20 something different patterns in here. So just happy mail, fun to get. And then I did a little shopping at Hobby Lobby, so I'll show you what I got from there. This was really cute. This is just an embroidery kit, and I don't know if their spring 2025 is on sale yet or not. It probably is, but I don't remember if I had gotten this for a discount, but it was only $3.99. This cute little embroidery kit, gorgeous. Embroidery doesn't take that long to me. So, and it's a beginner kit, so I could probably bang that out. Just got to get started like anything. I also picked up, this is punch needle. I've tried punch needle in the past, but the problem is I need to get a better punch because the ones they give you in these little kits are absolutely terrible. So I need to pick up like, I think it's called like the Cameo Ultra Punch. I don't know if they still sell that or not, but something along those lines, like a true like Stitcher's punch needle, like not just like the cheap beginner quality. But this was so cute. And this was $4.99. I just can't pass these up when I see them at Hobby Lobby. I don't know. So just to get that stitched up, to decorate, you know, for Easter, spring. I'll give it a go with the little punch that it comes with because as you can see, there's like one in there, but it just looks so flimsy. I don't know. So I'll look into a better one. If you have recommendations for a good punch needle, like if you're an experienced punch needleist, if you will, if you could let me know, that would be helpful. Because I'll place an order and maybe that will make this go a lot quicker and easier. And I like that the pattern is already printed on here because I know a lot of the times with punch needle, you have to like trace it on yourself. That's like beyond what I could do. So this is a good way for me to kind of start, get into it, see if I like it type of thing. And then these are just some really random cute things I saw that could be great for finishing. I got this on sale after Valentine's Day. This cute little heart. Save that for like a little small that could get finished on here. You could use this. This was $2.99 and I probably even got it cheaper than that since it was after Valentine's Day, but you know, you could hang this on a Valentine's tree or up on your wall. Super cute. They had them in white too, but I just really liked the pink because it just screams Valentine's Day to me. I saw this in the frame aisle and I loved this. So this is, it's just a 4x4 by Green Tree Gallery frame. And the frames were all half off, but it has this little stand so you could sit it up. And it's gorgeous. Like right now, obviously this is like a little square piece of just ad that they put there to show you the price or whatever. So I got this for like $4, but I'm thinking that as Stitching with the Housewives comes out with more of their spring roundabouts, how perfect. Or you could even take this off too, because that's screwed on. So if this is like in my way, I'll find a way to have my husband help me remove that. I could probably take it off myself. But how cute. I love that. So just in the frames aisle at Hobby Lobby, I just happened to be going through there. And I was like, okay, I just saw potential. So I don't know. I'm waiting for the perfect chart to come out that I feel like really goes with it. Right now, I think they're doing their Easter roundabouts. And I just want something more springy that I could keep up for longer. So I picked that up. I don't know where I found this, to be honest with you. Oh, wood pile. So this was in the unfinished wood section. I'm not sure why, because it is already painted and it has just white. But this was $7.49. You could hang it with this thing, or you could, it's like sunken, so you could just hang it with that if you use like a longer, thicker nail. But just, I think this is, it's 7 by 7, 7.95 by, so almost 8 by 8, like here. Perfect for like a square finish, so pick that up. I just like to have this kind of thing on hand, and my walls downstairs are all painted a light gray, which I know is like out of style right now. Everybody's calling that millennial gray. Whatever, it's neutral. I like it. So my house is gray, but this matches my house perfectly, so perfect. And then a couple other little things I picked up. Just like some finishing little pieces here. This is from the Spring Shop, this little honey rolling pin. Love it. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but you could use it for anything, a finish, an ornament. The little truck with the little bee skep or beehive, whatever those are called. In there, you could glue that onto a finish if I ever got around to making like a spring tree. And then I just got some little like doodads for finishing that are just good to have. So pretty flowers, some little white, I think those are daisies, and then some little bees. I just see these things, and when they're like $2, $1.99, whatever, I'm like, okay, well, it's good to have. Or even if it's not for cross stitching someday, like as my kids get older and it's like, Mom, I have this project, or whatever it is, you know, they want to do a craft, or it's just good to have this kind of thing, I feel like. And then the last thing was in my hometown that I grew up in, a cute little independent bookshop just opened. And I know this is a channel about cross stitch, so I'm not going to talk about like the millions of books I bought. I bought like 8 books and I spent way too much money, but it's tax return season, so oh well. But I bought a bunch of books yesterday, but I found this, and it's like when you see cross stitching in the wild, I just had to. It's a journal that you can cross stitch. And so you don't have to put stitch please on the front. I've already opened it up and looked at it. There are instructions for, and a whole alphabet. So you could put your initials, your name. If you want to give this to someone as a gift, you could stitch their name. It comes with like different flowers and floral patterns, or being the experienced, I think, stitchers that we are, we have all these charts in our repertoire. We could pull from those charts, and even if it's like a cute flower or whatever vibe you're in the mood for, to put on this plain black journal that like has holes in it so you can stitch, you could just customize it. So I might do like some cute sunflowers or like a sunshine or some bees or something like that, because I needed a new notebook for work because I work in claims, a lot of phone calls. I have a lot of just like running lists of like, oh my God, I have to call this person back. I have to do this, send this email, whatever it may be. There's always a list at my job. So I'm always writing something down, or when I'm on the phone with people, they're telling me information that I need to know. I'm always just like, what's that called? I don't know. There's a name of it, like freehand. I don't know. I'm always just writing random things down, but I needed a new notebook. So totally customizable. I think you can also get this on Amazon. I looked this up, and so it might be cheaper. I got this for $15 from the independent bookstore, but I love supporting small business, so that's fine. But if you look on Amazon, you might be able to get it for a little bit cheaper than $15 if you're interested in stitching yourself up or stitching someone else up a cute little notebook. So super fun. But that was everything I had. So that was all my haul. Not the longest video in the world. I had those finishes. Honestly, that Woodland Winter Stitch Along took up a lot of my month. So we'll see if I end up doing the snow on that. I'm just going to keep working on my Robin Pickens spring here. I have some other things in the works that I really want to get started. Winners, again, if you could please shoot me an email, and I will try to get those out to you as soon as possible. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So if you don't get it right away, don't be alarmed. I'm busy, but I will do my best. Hopefully you all respond. If not, you know, I'll put it back in for future giveaways or something like that. So no worries either way. But if you hung around, thank you so much for stopping by again. As always, I really, really appreciate it. I know there's a lot of Flosstubers out there and a lot of things to watch. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. And I hope to be back in the next 3 to 4 weeks. All right, bye everybody.